Here we have Bubba. He's doing a pocket snatch, one of my favorite drills for learning Olympic weightlifting. Watch what he does. First we'll run it through full speed. We'll take a look. Now there wasn't a whole lot of extension in that lift, so let's bring it back to the beginning. And we're going to just take a quick look slowly at what Bubba's doing and how we might be able to help this. We ask him to initiate. Normally when you initiate from the pocket, you want to start by forcefully extending those knees, but you'll notice his trunk is a little bit out of position. He's angled forward actually, you can see by that red line. What we'd like his trunk to be is vertical at this position, especially when you're during that second half of that second pull. And now watch what Bubba does. He does a whole lot of hip and arm movement and never really finishes extending those knees. You can see how his knees, they extend a little bit, but they never fully extend, and they're even still a little bent. And you can see how he really started with his arms. You know, this drill it's critical to start with your knees and fully drive the bar upward and then finish with your arms to finish your pull. And that's what this drill is supposed to teach.
Hello again, it's Rick Stebbins with the Vertical Method. I've received a lot of input regarding the pocket position and making lifts from that position and what are some of the important aspects of being in that position. As you can see from the video with Bubba, we went over quite a few of the subtleties that are really important that you have down pat when you work on the pocket drills. So let's just go over a couple of the key points when you start with the pocket position. First of all, you've got to make sure that your weight is under the knot of your shoe. That's where the center of gravity is, and that's where you want to be learning how to drive your weight upward through that point. We've got to be careful that we don't get too far back into our heels, and we certainly don't want to be out on our toes. If we're out on our toes, the bar will always be out in front, and that's not a good way to catch a bar or receive the bar with a snatch. That's how you get hurt. So first of all, you've got to make sure your weight is in the right place. You can rock back and forth until you feel right there, under the knot of the shoe or right in front of the ankle bone, or I also like to refer to it as the heel arch. From there, you want to just bend your knees to about the depth that you would if you were going to jump while maintaining a vertical trunk. You can see that here. You've got to make sure that when you're in that position, again, your weight is in the right place. You've got the chest up, blades and core, which is your back in this position, engaged and at the right amount of depth to start the drive from the pocket and to make sure we get this drill right. Also, you want to make sure that your elbows are facing, the creases are facing each other. That helps keep the bar closer to you when you make the pull. If you allow your elbows to be turned forward at this position, you have more of a tendency to want to let the bar get away from you. If you turn them inward, it's much easier to keep that bar moving straight up and get into that scarecrow position. And then we have to make sure that we don't open our hips. And I know I keep saying that quite a bit, but that is the essence of the vertical method and finishing, keeping that bar as close as possible. So we want to make sure that we develop that motor pattern through our knees and shrug. And as we drive our knees and finish our triple extension, we will actually get into triple extension as opposed to hyperextension, which you see quite a bit of with a lot of the lifting. We want to make sure that we achieve triple extension by finishing with our knees to get the bar to go straight up, and not finishing with our hips to make the bar go away from us. Try some of those tips. Work on that pocket position. That's a critical position to help really improve your lifts and make them much more efficient. Thanks.